What's going on, guys? Welcome back. I know it's been a while, almost a month, but I haven't really gotten a lot of footage of set 8 and the locals I was going to, they were doing sealed. And also, as you guys saw in the beginning, I am running Blurple, and I did play it on a Sunday, but it was more for practice. Shout out to Dadcana. Really cool guy. I'll be tagging him in the description below. Pretty much his list, 99% of his list. We were talking, we were DMing, and he was like, dude, I've been killing it with Blurple. Here's the list. Really solid list, but I did make just 2 changes. He was running the new Radigan. I tested him out on Sunday, did not really like it, so I changed it to, instead of 2 Radigans, I added 2 Manners. And at least for me, I think I like the Manners a little bit better. But nonetheless, it's his list, so shout out to him. Really cool guy, really great guy. I know he's really like an Amber Steel player, but he's been dominating with Blurple at his locals, and I was like, cool. So to the left, it's me with Blurple, and to the right, it's a guy named Fuzzy Pancakes, which later on, I do have a little announcement to make, but he is running Emerald Steel. Never seen him running Emerald Steel, but he is running it with a spice with the new Fred card, which reads something like, when you play him, look at the top cards of your deck till you find a Floodborn, and then add that Floodborn to your hand, and put the rest of the cards in the bottom of the deck, and then shuffle the deck. Which he's running a few Floodborns. As you guys can see on the field, he does have Diablo. But yeah, it's not a bad deck. It's cool seeing players running different decks than just your typical Emerald Steel discard, which I know everyone hates because of Prince John. But yeah, it's a good deck. Really solid. I don't know if he came up with it or if he saw it somewhere, but nonetheless, it was a good deck. He has 2 Diablos on board, and I have a Genie to take care of at least 1 right now. But honestly, the glare, I'm just noticing the glare kind of sucks, but it's all good. We both were thinking, I'm not sure if he has tested out the deck any other time. I tested out the deck on Sunday, like I said previously, but I got the buy round 2, and then round 3 I did win against Red Blue, but it was kind of more like a friendly match than an actual competitive match. And then round 4 was canceled, so there was no round 4, so I really didn't play. But nonetheless, it's a good deck. If you guys haven't tried Blurple, I would highly recommend it. If you guys want the deck list, comment below, and I'll put the deck list in the description below. I have 3 other videos with me using Blurple, going against all different decks, to be honest. Well, I go against a mirror match twice, which is oddly because people don't run Blurple at my locals, but for some reason, people decided to run Blurple on this exact day. But anywho, I have Manor on board. One thing about Emerald Steel, they don't have high attack, so Manor does stick unless they're running Zeus. And with Genie, I doubt he'll attack my Genie with his Diablo. And my Manor is just gaining lower. This new Maui, though, when he gets banished, I think he removes all the fields, or you have like other options. So I was like, damn, like, what do I do? Like, if I don't really want to get rid of him because I want my Manor to stick, obviously. But, it's Blurple. I feel like Blurple has the answers to almost everything. Right there, I just inked and drew a card with Sail, because as you guys can see in my hand, I have Hades. So I'm like, if I put the new Maui into the inkwell, it's not banishing it, so therefore my mana survives, and I don't have to worry about his effect, either of his effect. But he does summon the 3-drop Ursula, which I'm like, damn, like I kind of want to get rid of that too, because that Ursula, if she sticks, it's a problem. Um, I'm at 8 lore, he's at 7. Um, there I go, inking Bell and banishing his Maui, not having to worry about anything. My mana sticks. Anything that he sings is not as bad. He plays 5 for Beast and then 2 for Doc, getting 100% value with that Doc, and I'm like, dang, that's good, man. That's good. I Hades his Beast because I feel like right now I just don't want him to get card draw. He is like in the top deck mode. So I feel like Hades being at 6 defense, he survives a lot of things. He plays Muses and Morph, but my manager's just putting in work. I'm going to be questing, going to 18. So he has to clear out my board, and it's kind of hard to remove Hades. I play Elsa and Peter Pan rushing into his Ursula, and that's game 1 for me. And I didn't go first, so that's always good to see. Game 2, he plays Diablo again. Looking at my hand, he does have Fred, but the one that's like Benja, it destroys an item. But I don't have an item, so I don't use items in this build. I get rid of my friends because I'm not sure if he has Ursula, and if he snipes it, it feels so bad. So I'm like, you know what? Let me ink it. Even if he doesn't have it, let me just ink it. But there he goes. He knows I don't have any other songs, so he inks Ursula, shifting his Diablo, getting a quest, and getting a card draw immediately. I ink Sail, play Tipo, and with Tipo, I ink again, just ramping, going to turn ink 4 on the next turn. He summons Fred, but does not destroy anything, obviously, because I have no item on board. Gets another card draw. So Diablo already gave him 2 card draws, which is not bad. If I get rid of it, I think it already did its job, to be honest. If Diablo survives 2 turns, it's really good. So I ink Fox. I'm thinking of what to play for turn 4. I play Genie, and I'm letting him know, like, oh, you get a card draw because of Diablo. So he gets an additional card draw. But the reason why I play Genie was because I need to get rid of his Diablo. I cannot let him keep just drawing, and he's the only evasive. I show him my hand, and I do have the Enchanted Into the Unknown. Pulled it. I got so lucky, but it already found a home. I'm getting rid of it. It is what it is. I'm just play testing it, but taking good care of it. Shout out Lorcana, man. And he strength of a raging fire, my Genie, getting rid of it. And honestly, right there, he gains a lot of momentum, because I have to play another Genie. He draws another card. I'm trying to get rid of his Diablo, but at the same time, I'm also trying to ink so I can see my other cards, which I could have played Into the Unknown. The reason why I did not, because if I play it on his Diablo, he will get 2 inks. That means he will go to like 6 ink right now. And then if he inks for turn, that's 7 inks. And he could go wide. And then I probably won't catch up. So that's why I was like, no, I want to get rid of it with a challenge, not through that card. But then he sings Strength again and just questing. I'm at 1, he's at 9. And that's when I'm like, damn. Now I have to ink it, but he gets 2 inks, and I'm like, I should have done that since turn 3, not right now. But I do summon Fox, getting rid of another threat, but then he still draws 2 cards because of Beast, one for turn, one for Beast. So he's at 9. He has pretty good characters on the board. I'm the one ramping, but he has more ink than I do, which is, kind of crazy. He shifts the Fred, and the first card, it was, I think, the new Pete, the Floodborn Pete. So he literally only went through one card and found the Floodborn. Uh, but it's cool though. You get a card draw. You could get if he would have gotten Diablo, he could have been able to shift it. Not bad. And that guy quests for 3, and I think his defense is like 6 or something, which is not bad. It's kind of hard to get to remove. You might need like a crab boosting something and being able to remove it. He docks, draws 2 cards, and just going wide, having a hand as well, because with Beast he's just gonna get 2 more cards. But he prioritizes just questing, which I don't blame him, because he's at 15. Like, I have to answer his board. I just scoop. I'm like, you know what? I know I'm not gonna clear this whole board. I might clear 1 or 2 things, but that's it. I don't see a turn 1, no popsicle, which sucks. But I am going first, which is good. And I will point something out in a bit where you guys would see in a bit. I ink friends again. I don't want it to get sniped, so I ink friends, and then I play sell, and with sell I also ink into the unknown. It's a good card, but I don't know. I'm running 3 of, and 3 Hades and 2 Let It Goes. I might cut some, to be honest, because while I was testing this deck, I realized I was giving my opponent a little bit too much ink. And that's something you don't want to do. Well, that's something I don't want to do. But nonetheless, this is game 3. As you guys saw, his deck just dominated game 2, which is cool seeing those, like, I wouldn't call it a rogue deck, but those different decks just dominating. He shift his Beast, putting my Peter Pan back into the hand, but I do have a lot of cards, and he selects Bell, and I'm like, all right, it's not bad, but it's not really what I wanted. So I play Elsa, doing damage to the Beast so he doesn't get the card draw. Elsa's so good, man. The fact that she survives it's great. And it sucks that he got rid of Bell, because then I could transfer the damage and get rid of it, but not anymore because he got rid of my Bell. But it's okay, He's thinking of what to ink. Inks 2, plays Morph, and then plays Fire the Cannons, getting rid of my Elsa, which I never saw Fire the Cannons in the first 2 games, so I didn't even know he played that card. 1 for Bell, and 1 for Popsicle, and then I play Kita. When you exert, you put 1 into the inkwell and 1 to the top of the deck. This is the announcement I gotta make. He shift Freds again, and he finds, I think this time was a Diablo. He finds a Floodborn immediately. I don't know how many Floodborns he runs, but it seems like he runs a lot because he gets them immediately. But to the announcement, as you guys will see, some of you guys will catch it. Maybe some of you guys won't. But I don't mind calling myself out. It happens. This was an honest misplay. I used Kita's effect. I looked at the top 2 cards. I put 1 into the inkwell, but then I put the other 1 into my hand and not on top of the deck, which, my fault. Fuzzy Pancake, if you're watching this, my bad. It wasn't on purpose. It was a misplay for my part. Completely my fault. I feel bad for it. But I promise I think on all the other matches that I recorded, I don't do this. I'm used to playing how far I'll go, and I put 1 into the inkwell and 1 into my hand. there it goes. I put it into my hand. One of my friends called it out after the match was over. He was like, "Hey, I think you put one into your hand instead of the top of the deck. You should check the video." And I did, and I was like, "Damn, I sure did. I messed up, But you live and learn. So my bad. My bad, fuzzy pancakes. But it was an honest mistake. So for 3, I play crab, and then 3, I bounce crab, boosting up my fox and getting rid of that shift Fred. Um, I'm trying to stabilize a little bit because he is at 7. I'm at 0. I do have a good amount of ink though. And his beast, if he challenges my character, it dies. If it doesn't, I could kill it next turn. He plays Diablo and then Doc again, getting full benefit of Doc because he had no cards in hand. So he draws 2 cards and he's debating whether to attack or just quest, which I don't blame him for questing because if I get rid of his beast, I'll be getting rid of my character as well, which I do. And then I Hades his Diablo. And now the board is looking a little bit better. I have Hades, which has a really good defense, versus his Doc. So I'm like, all right, we both have a good amount of ink. You only have 3 cards. I think I have 3 as well, but we all know Blurple draws a lot. He plays Pete and then Ursula, and I'm like, oh, that Pete, that Pete kind of slowed me down if I had card drop. But I play Tamatoa. I do not banish Popsicle, but I mean, I kind of told him, like we both know what it does. I mean to banish it, play 1 for Popsicle. But next time I'll do the whole process so that way it doesn't look sketchy on the video, even though he knows that, I wasn't cheating him or anything on that part. The Kita, yes, my fault. The Popsicle, it was something that we kind of like, we know what we're going to do kind of thing. He plays Big Tink, putting 1 damage counter on each one of my characters. His board's looking good. He sinks twice Strength of a Raging Fire with Ursula. But luckily, all my characters are kind of beefy. If he wants to get rid of something big, he has to swing at it twice. Or he could do 3 damage to Bell and 3 damage to something else. But the other stuff will survive. So he's thinking, what does he want to do? But he decides to double sing and get rid of my Hades, which I don't blame him because Hades has a good defense. He quests with Pete, going to 11, and I'm still at 0, but my board is looking a little bit better, finally. And I think I have like 8 or 9 ink, which is where Blurple wants to be because that's when you could pretty much use up your whole hand. Or you could draw. You could take 1 turn, just draw, and find answers to everything. He is top decking, which is in a position that pretty much no one wants to be. He is at 11 lore, though, which is not bad. I shift. I play Elsa, shifting, exerting Big Tink, but am a little worried about Big Tink because she, with her second ability, that she can pretty much clear out the board. I know I need to get rid of her. I have an ink for turn. But I'm thinking I want to get rid of the Ursula too. Pete right now is not a threat to me, but I decide to swing both of them to Big Tink and Tamatoa, getting rid of his Ursula, just leaving the Pete. And he's on top deck mode, and I pass. I decide not to ink. Sometimes, it's okay not to ink, which in this case wasn't bad because now he has to hit. He has four cards to choose from instead of 3. And he chooses Merlin Crab instead of the Big Crab, which is not bad. So he only has Pete on board. I'm at 0. He's at 12. I play Tamatoa, getting Popsicle, play 1, draw for Popsicle. And I'm like, all right, I can't get rid of Pete, but I can quest going to 1. And I'm good. I still decide not to ink. But he does get Fred and banishes my item, which is Popsicle. And I'm like, damn, I should have just healed my Elsa. But I forgot about Fred, and then two, I didn't think he was gonna top deck it, to be honest. But I play Crab again, playing one for for Popsicle, getting rid of his Pete with the other Tamatoa. But now, he sees my cards in hand. I have Hades, I have Finders Keepers. He's at 15, which is not bad, but I am just rushing it. And right here, I play Hades for the Diablo. Yes, I do. Only because I know he's at 15. I don't want him to gain any more lore. Giving him an extra ink, that's fine because he's top decking. He does get Zeus, which is not bad. Allows him to get rid of Automatoa. But I have 3 characters on board. He has none. I have Genie. Draw 1 card. I sing with Elsa. Draw 2 cards. I ink and I play Finders Keepers. Drawing 3 cards. So that turn I just spent drawing cards. But now I have answers to pretty much anything he plays. Controlling the board, stabilizing, playing Elsa, exerting his Diablo, running over his Diablo, and then just questing and going to 16 just like that. And it's a GG. Comment, like, and subscribe for more. Peace.